Well, hey there, Dubstep Forum, DeadlyHabit here, bringing you a quick tutorial on synthesis and bass sounds, as I promised to make one yesterday. Let me get this in focus. Okay, so I'm in Cubase. I have Massive open. I don't use Massive that much, but it's the go-to for everyone, so we will use it. It's lovely. I have to deal with latency because of the way I'm recording. So, I'm not going to be talking quite as much as I usually would, but yes, we'll just start right to it. A little bit of sound synthesis theory. So, square waves, which I have this already focused on. Let's go down to a bass octave, actually. Okay, so a square wave is what you'll use for a more hollow sound. A saw wave, obviously a bit more terry, in your face, kind of stringy. Let's see, there we go, sine wave. Obviously for your more sub, you can create more harmonics with it. Also, triangle wave. Just a little bit more to it, but yeah, we're using Massive, which is a wavetable synth, which means you have all sorts of lovely waves. Actually, let me demonstrate what it does. Hopefully this is still capturing. We'll open up Photoshop. Where's my handy dandy Wacom tablet pen? There it is. Okay, so put a new file real quick. And it doesn't matter what the size is. Just give me a brush. There we are. Mode normal. Let me see. Hardness 100%. Okay. So, let me see. Fix that on the screen. Whatever, that'll work. Zoom. Oh, numlock's not on. Okay, so you have your basic waveforms. So, let me get. Of course, my Wacom's not set up for this. Whatever, I can use a mouse. Alright, so you have a sine wave. I know that's a very shitty looking sine wave. Or a... well, that's not a saw wave. Something like a saw wave. Whatever. But here's your standard waveform. I know that looks horrid. But a sine wave, which would be just a parametric dip like that. Alright, so Control Z, Control Z, get rid of that. What you get with a wavetable is a whole bunch of different cycles, which is where you get all these fancy waveforms like carbon and all the other shit with all the funny names. So basically what they've done is they've warped certain waveforms or sampled a single cycle of something. They've done a whole bunch of processing and effects to have a whole new waveform shape. So a single cycle might look like something, well, not like that, but something like, God, why am I doing it like a star? Something wacky like that, where you have all sorts of dips to the waveform. So you can do it with traditional waves. You just have to distort and morph them to this point to get them to that. But yeah, that's what a wavetable synth is. So we're going to be using some of the unique waves since it saves a bit of time. Alright, so let's go to... This is a process I go through when I'm making a bass, pretty much. I just experiment. But I also know how to do synthesis, so it's a lot easier. Where the hell's carbon? That's a fun one to start with. Scrapyard. I forget what the fuck they actually are listed as on here. Let's see. Scrapyard, S-yard, Wicked. Where the hell's carbon? Obviously, you can experiment with a whole bunch of different waveforms that they have in Massive. That's one of the nice things about it. VA Sync. Scrapyard. There's carbon. Okay. So we're going to mess around with the intensity and the wave table position until we find something usable. Okay, I like that tone right there. Alright, so we're going to send it all through filter 1. I'm going to have the... am I going to have them parallel filter? Well, we'll decide that later on. Let's go to voicing. So let's beef this up a bit. Obviously, we're going to be doing a bass line or something with this, so we're going to go to... let's go to monophonic, and let's have some legato to it, so... Yeah, that way we can wobble in between. Let's max out the unison for now, since it's... Alright, so it sounds a lot thicker. Sorry, bouncing between my headphones and listening to my voice. It's kind of off-putting listening to your voice when it's got latency to it. So basically, I'm speaking right now into a microphone, and it's coming a few seconds later. Okay, so we have that for the basic mid-range sound. Next thing we're going to do, obviously, is add a bit of wobble to it. But we're going to do it with an envelope. So we're going to use the screen filter for this. Alright, screw an LFO. Well, I'll show you what you can do with an LFO. Put it on there. Since everybody likes their synced wobbles. Let me change my project. Oh, didn't want to record. Fixed rate 140. Okay. That's rather boring. This is the other nice thing about Massive is the different actual shapes they have. But yeah, I'm not going to be using this anyways, but that's just to demonstrate some other stuff you can do. And look, it's already clipping. That's one thing you guys should take note of. If it's red is bad. Alright, so we're not going to be using that anyways. We'll just use a envelope. Alright, 4 is linked to the amplifier envelope and the bypass. Basically what we're doing is making the mid-range section of this. I'm not going to do this later. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do is... Actually, I need to do that on the amplifier. Loop. Turn down release. Okay, now we're going to adjust this envelope. Sustain level up. Detect. Okay, so I like the resonance and stuff on that, but let's process this way. Adjust the intensity. Okay, so we got a little bit of something there. Now I've got the sound. Let's mess with, let's see what we can do. And ring mod really doesn't do anything to it. That would help if I turned it on. Probably help if I turned that on as well. Actually, that's a little bit better. Let's turn it off. guess adjusting this amount. Yeah, for some reason all these people love the high mid-range when they're making the bro steppy stuff and the high end, so we'll leave that. Now let's go back to... Okay, I've got release turned off that. Let's see. I think I want this on one shot. Let me see. Yeah, I'm just experimenting right now. Okay, so... We could also add an envelope to the pitch, which might make it sound a little bit more interesting. I hate adjusting something massive. We're gonna do less than that. Okay. Okay, so we got something going right here. What we'll do is add a lovely dimensional expander. Okay, let's make this a bit metallic. Go into delay. Just this envelope. Obviously, we want some sub to this as well. The lovely part of routing in Cubase. And massive. I want slave to bypass. Still got something retaining. What the hell? There we go. That's the delay timing. So I gotta shut up for a second while I get this timing set up right. Okay, yeah, we're gonna do the bass in a separate channel. This is just gonna be a mid-range. Actually, we'll do the EQing outside of those, so let's get these so it's not clipping. That's if I want a bit more harsh of a sound, digital-ish. Okay, so we got something going here. We'll do a lovely, add another channel massive for the sub bass. Okay, so all I have to do for this... Wait, that's not the one I want to edit. Okay, so sine wave. I want to remove that click to it as well. So we go to the amplifier envelope. Adjust the attack so it's smoother. turn the sustain level up. Voicing monophonic. We also want the legato triller. Okay, now we combine the two. We need some more to do this. Let's add some verb to the first one. So I will add an effects track, which is the same thing as a group channel, so I'm just going to use a group channel. This will be a verb track. Now the first thing I need to do is actually route it. So we'll route the verb, bypass the actual channel level. So now I can turn this all the way down and it still goes to the verb channel. Take that back to normal level. Close that up. Leave that focused. Alright, so let's add a reverb. We'll just use one of Cubase's standard reverbs. And let's do reference. So back to massive. Let's just use a preset for now. Catacomb. Put both headphones on. There we go. That's a bigger reverb. Oh god, it's so disconcerting to hear my voice delayed when I'm trying to record. Okay, so we'll turn the mix down to say 10-20%. Okay, cool. So we have some of the verb to it. Now what we're going to do on the verb channel, edit, close that. We're just using presets for this example. Obviously, you don't use presets that much. I'm going to remove the low end to it. That way we don't muddy up our subs. Let's go higher up. Obviously, these values you adjust yourself to what sounds good, because that's what you need to do. Alright, now to get it all together. So we will go back to the Massive 1 channel. We are going to remove everything below 100 Hertz on this. Actually, we'll go to... Well, let's see what 200 sounds like. Schwa. Now, let's go back to 100. Combine it with the other channel. Now the other thing I really need to do is go to my second channel and copy the type of envelope I have going for the amplifier. So it matches that. But you can do that on your own. Just copying settings. But yeah, you have a basic bass sound right now. For kind of a wonky wobble type deal. You know what, let's adjust this. Make it sound a little bit better since you're wasting your time watching me anyways. Okay, move that over there. The best way to do this. These turned off. Also should be emulating the pitch adjustment. Let's see. Let's save this preset as yes, F-toot. User. There we go. Okay, so hopefully this should match it now. Let's copy the other one over. Okay, so select envelope. Save it as fuck you guys. Okay, saved. So we go back to this. Select user. Guys. Now, obviously, we have to adjust this some more. See, we're getting some clicking involved here. God, I need to keep my headphones off while I'm talking. Okay. Okay, so that's got the bouncy sound to it. Let's go. Alright, so you got a basic sound right there. There you go, a bass line. So we will go back to the top. Let's mess with the waveforms and see what else we can get from this. This comes with the experimentation part. Obviously, they sound similar because of the processing used on them, so we'll just go back to Carbon and mess with the wavetable position for a little. Okay, select them both again. And there you have something. Okay. So we will deselect that. Let me just go to one of my presets for now. Something that I spent time doing like this, just not on a video. Let's see, recent files. Bro wobbles, that sounds good. And if we turn off the processing, we'll go back to the raw form. Oh god, I need to get another monitor. So let's break down what this actually is. So if we turn off the dimension expander and the EQing on it... Okay, this is basically the process that I just went through showing you how to do the last thing. So we'll turn off all of the modulation and everything like that. This is basically what you're starting with. Yep, I have it unisoned up all the way 16, monostate. We got a triller. So I can just bounce back and forth between keys. So this is basic waveform what I'm starting with. This one's carbon as well. So now let's go to the scream filter. And you can hear it's adding the high end right there. So if we add the modulation oscillator, that makes it sound... That takes out some of the low end and the high end, but makes it sound a bit more like a duck, which works good for this type of sound. Then we have the sound chipper, which I have wet all the way up and driven. There's the cutoffs. Now we go to dimension expander. Which adds a bit more to it. Now we'll go to the EQ. That boosts some of the low end and the high. As you can see, it thickens it out a bit. Now we'll go to the second oscillator, which I have bypassing it. Pretty much everything. Let me go to the routing real quick. Third oscillator is bypassing everything. This is going through the second filter, which is not turned on. So we have a sine wave there. And that adds some low end to it. But yeah, there's all sorts of wavetables you can mess with on here. Let's go to robotic. Yep, that one's up an octave. Now if I turn the verb on... Yeah, but that's some basic bass making and synthesis with Massive. I hope this taught you something, or at least got you to the fact that you can experiment. Obviously, if you want to experiment with more of the actual different filters and stuff in Massive and the effects, read what they do in the manual, and you can do this with any synthesizer, pretty much, because there is an equivalent to something either by plugin or in a free synthesizer. But that should explain the way Massive works, and basic process I go through. Hang on. We will turn that off real quick. There you go, you have some actual bass to it now. But yeah, that's some of the processes that I would go through in making a bass. But hopefully you found this informative, blah blah blah. If you did, yeah, maybe you might want to gift me some video games or something. That'd be cool. Alright, but yeah, talk to you guys later. DeadlyHabit, out. Peace.